just waking up. So I figured I would, oh, good gracious, drink some coffee with you guys and get you guys up, even though today is not my day that I really do a live on here. I think that's tomorrow, but I figured, what the heck. Hopefully, I've already gotten up. I've already done some research. There's some crazy stuff going on. Apparently, we had like a major shootout over in Sarasota, and I guess a couple people, like two brothers, ended up losing their life out there. I didn't even realize that had happened. And it apparently just happened not too long ago either. So I have literally no earthly idea. Literally no earthly idea. But I did send myself some other stuff, and I've been posting on Twitter some weird, I guess not weird news, but news nonetheless. Some political stuff on here, but there was a flight attendant. Hey guys, it's nice. Oh, Mike, it's nice to see you. There was a flight attendant. Listen to this, and this is what freaks me out, because you guys know I travel. I travel all over the country. Sometimes I personally prefer driving. Hey, Steph. Hey, good morning, real me too. I hope you're feeling better, honey buddy. I hope you are. But I travel a lot, and I'm always, I use the restrooms in the, when I'm flying, sometimes I just need to stretch my legs and don't feel like walking up and down the aisle. I may decide to walk to the bathroom, splash some water on my face, wash my hands, something like that, right? May not even use the restroom, but just may need to go in there to splash some water on my face. Well, apparently there was a flight attendant that was taping a freaking phone to the toilet seat and recording everyone. I don't, what is wrong with people? I don't know what is wrong with people anymore. Oh, good gracious. Good gracious. Good morning, Katrina. It's nice to see you. No quarter. Good morning, love. I hope you're doing well today. I'm not really doing anything. I'm just, I'm waking up this morning. I've already posted on Twitter a little bit. I was about to go live on TikTok, and I figured, I was still doing some research, so I figured, what the heck, might as well come here to go live, go through some of the stuff I'm reading here, because it's a little cray-cray, and, Good morning, Jenna. It's nice to see you, love. How do you tape? I don't have a clue. I literally have no clue. I'm impressed that people would even think like, who thinks of this shit? Excuse my language, but really? Let's listen. They have a clip.
They finally take responsibility for what happened. In the month since this happened, they have not even bothered to be...
American Airlines is saying...
American Airlines?
Thompson's alleged perverted behavior, but they hired him, and they put him in a position of supreme authority, which all flight attendants have on flights. Passengers, may I remind everybody, face federal penalties if they refuse to obey a flight attendant.
Wow.
Exactly. In my view, it's have they no shame. This happened on their flight. We understand that allegedly there were at least 5 victims of this flight attendant. This terrible thing happens on the flight, and what do? They now? They try and wash their hands of it. Sorry, well, this is a risk you take when you fly. Yes, we may hire pedophiles. That's your risk. That's your risk when you fly. It is absolutely outrageous. They should be ashamed of themselves. And why, instead of...
Holy crap! Like, News Nation's going, this guy's pissed! You guys, this is just the cost of flying. This is the cost of doing business. No, there is definitely their requirement to try to mitigate some of this stuff. The cost of flying, has this guy... This is the problem I'm seeing, though, is a lot of these people that we're learning about doing this stuff have no criminal background. They have no criminal record. Like, this day and age, when I was growing up, people got, before they went to like the big charges, people were getting charged with a bunch of, stupid stuff, little petty crap, right? It's like some people this day and age, they're not arrested for the petty stuff. They're arrested for like the big crime. It's like, there's no gateway crime anymore. Like they go right from being a non-criminal to being like a violent criminal, just like that. I don't know what's going on here. This was not violent. This was more non-violent, but it was still very concerning. So now we got flight attendants putting cameras in the bathroom. It's a federal crime not to listen to a flight attendant. And oh, by the way, if this happens to you, it's just the cost of doing business. And people wonder why I do not like airlines. Just saying. Just saying.
In my view,
Just
they take responsibility for what happened.
But that guy is angry, and he's, but these, I feel like when it comes to these airlines, though, they've lost customer service. They don't even care about customer service anymore, because if we either want to get there quick or we don't. And if we want to get there quick, by God, we're going to listen to them. We're going to deal with all their crap. We're going to deal with seats that we can't even barely breathe in. We're going to deal with people literally on top of us. And, oh, by the way, we have the best airline in the world. Okay. Back in the day, airlines used to be comfortable. They used to care about their passengers. They used to, comfort was what they sold. They don't sell comfort anymore, I can tell you that. Because if anybody's been on a plane lately, it's not a comfortable experience whatsoever, nor an enjoyable one. I can't recall the last time I got off a plane and said, I enjoyed that flight. No, I can't remember the last time I've ever said that. I really can't. Was the service good? Okay, yeah, they came down the aisle, whatever. But, my knees were still in my lap. I still had hot breath on the back of my neck. Not a comfortable feeling for a single female. Just saying. Just saying.
Hi, this is Sarah. I'm in charge of FCCLA.
But we had a shootout here in Sarasota too, and then of course I was going to go into. There's a few things that I was going to cover on my live today on TikTok with the Sebastian Rogers case. It seems like the Sebastian Rogers case, in all fairness, is starting to calm down a little bit. Not much, but a little bit, because it sounds like, some of the bad actors are kind of moving on to other cases to discuss, and that's kind of giving Seth, people don't realize, they think they're just being mean to his spokesperson. They're not, that's Seth's decision, and every time they criticize, they're hurting Seth, and maybe they don't care. Maybe it's a new customary thing here on social media to club an innocent father over the head because we have hurt feelings. I guess that's the new genre of work we do, because from Justin for all the way to just JS for Justice, all the way to Josh for the Lab, all seem to be taking back and anything they can do to hurt an innocent family because of finding some loyalty toward their friends, the friends that are living and breathing and perfectly healthy and happy. Just have a little ding or an ego problem. And I've watched these people just go to bat for this kid that made a terrible, I don't think he leaked the video, but his behavior thereafter was problematic, and it was being egged on by a bunch of people and people behind the scenes that all these creators know nothing about. I have the privilege of knowing what goes on behind those scenes, okay? And so I know that the egging on and the, it wasn't right. And whether or not a father got hot or laid blame where it shouldn't have been due, he is a father of a missing child that nobody has any clue about, and people are just chomping at the bit to cover Trevor Lee's ass. And we don't know what happened behind the scenes. They don't know what happened behind the scenes, but obviously something happened. And instead of everybody saying, oh, we need to show grace, right? Until they have an opportunity to grab that club and hit that man over the head again. I want nothing to do with it. I can tell you this has damaged my view for a lot of people that I respected was this case right here, because this is when it matters the most. When you're the most uncomfortable, how do you react in a situation that you're most uncomfortable in? Do you do it with grace and integrity, or you do it with shit and venom, right? And we watch shit and venom from everybody. Everybody. And I refuse to engage. And I'm thankful so far nobody has really decided to club me over the head, but I kind of expect it the more resistant I am in showing their bad behavior and their willingness to hurt an innocent father. For just to back a friend. I don't do that. I don't do that. I say my piece. Did I say it? I don't think Trevor did it. I have a problem with his attitude. I've got a problem with the people he's hanging around with, and they will damage his reputation, period. I know that personally, from personal experience, firsthand experience, which none of these other people have. Well, maybe one chick does, doesn't she? Maybe one chick on these streets might have a clue, but still misplacing her loyalty. So, it's just, I don't know. I feel bad for the family, to be honest with you. If you want my truth, I feel bad for the family. Is Seth? I really don't care what's in Seth's past. I really don't. Would it really change me helping him? It wouldn't, right? If he's an innocent father that is looking, look at Crystal Sorey, right? That's Harmony Montgomery's mother. Did horrible things. Used drugs, had her child removed from her custody. Probably wasn't the perfect mother for Harmony, right? She did a lot of damage. She did a lot of damage in that child's life due to, substance abuse and not getting her stuff together. Were those fake tears when she was before the judge? I mean, let's face it. She was a shit mom, right? She did drugs. God knows what else she put Harmony through. Really, God knows what else. I can tell you, I cried for that lady. When she was up there and Adam Montgomery was just sitting there and didn't give a shit that he hurt his daughter. Crystal's tears were real. Her body shaking was real. Oh my God, you mean she could do horrible things and actually give a damn about her daughter? Holy crap. Mind blown. Mind blown. This idea that people make mistakes, and because they make mistakes, they don't love their child or don't deserve their child or don't deserve to look for their child. Who the fuck do you think you are? Seriously. I've never seen such asinine, idiotic comments from a bunch of smart people and bright people in my life until it got to this case. Everybody's common sense has gone out the window. And it's the blind leading the blind. It's the blind leading the blind. I guarantee people in here and the people out there, complaining about Tony, I guarantee if this was your family and somebody came to you with this bull crap, I'm just tired of it. The double standard. We didn't do this shit in Riley Strain's case, but somehow it's deserving here in this case. I'm so sick of the double standard. And I'm so sick of everybody talking out both sides of their mouths. Oh my God, it's my friend. So we're just going to make this case, you're just going to make this case go away because we don't like it. And we have the control because we are social media. So we're going to band together because of this one creator. Fuck that creator. How about that? I don't care. This is a child missing. I could give two rats' asses. If you're breathing, move out the way if you don't want to help. When you stop breathing or you get lost, we'll do this for you. Hopefully we won't treat your family the way you're treating this family. Hopefully we won't do that. Hopefully we won't do that. I went on and started watching some of these things just to see what the other creators, because I unsubscribed from a lot of creators. And of course, it's the same drumbeat. Same drumbeat. I'm glad I separated. And you know what? I think this is going to be a permanent separation for all of those people because obviously I'm moving in a completely different direction. This channel is to help to help put criminals behind bars and help victims of crime. That's always been what I've wanted to do on this channel. It's a true crime channel. That's what we're going to do. I'm not getting into the petty crap. I'll leave that for the drama queens out here on social media. That's not where I'm going. It's not what I'm wanting to do. It's not the focus of this channel. So that's kind of where we're at, you know, and I don't anticipate it being wild or people flocking here because we've got so much dramatic stuff. But I think over time, with us being out in the field and breaking news, we'll be just fine here. I literally, the way people are acting in this case makes me sick to my stomach, and I'm embarrassed to even have known these people, stood next to these people, or even called these people my friend. And that goes for all of them. That goes for all of them. Because I will not stand idly by and keep my mouth shut while they attack an innocent man over petty bullshit. Won't do it. They can all kiss my ass. I got a bigger mouth. And you know what? At the end of the day, we've got large platforms on two major platforms, TikTok as well as here on YouTube, right? And we got good following just about everywhere else. We have our voice established here on these streets, and I can say whatever the hell I want to say. I can go wherever the hell I want to go. I can side with whoever I want to side with. I don't have to worry about the repercussions of smaller channels because, quite frankly, I really don't give a shit. We're going to be on the right side of these cases. We're going to point our fingers at the people we believe here are responsible, and all the noise and other crap we're not engaging in. And if people want to tear each other apart and do that, and they need to create the drama to sell the views, by all means, create the drama to sell the views. But just remember, you're creating drama to sell. You're not helping a case. Let's get it straight. You know, let's not get it twisted. So, and that's even including crimes, lines, and lies. The shit that I seen her spill out over this, I lost respect for everyone. Like everybody that I came here, and I just realized they're humans that make mistakes too. But I looked at them and I had to say, is that the future of the Bullhorn Betty channel? And I said, hell to the nah, absolutely not. Absolutely not. What they're doing out there is nothing I want to have attached to this channel or my name. There's a lot of things that people can say, and I do a lot of epic shit, and I do a lot of crazy shit in my career, and I will continue to do it, but one thing I will not do is go against my moral compass. And this hot mess stuff here goes against everything that I believe morally. I'm not a perfect person. I've had people give me opportunities that I probably shouldn't have. I've worked my ass off to be where I am today. And everybody here in America, the American dream gives them that opportunity. And if I truly believe in this thing called America, then I believe in all of it. And I support all of it. You know, and I support other people, and I support other people. You know, there's so many people that I hang out with that are just like me, right? People that have a past, people that aren't perfect, people that have went through a whole bunch of crap, dusted themselves off, picked themselves up, and put themselves together. Like my whole crew. I mean, if you really want to make it about criminal or pristine background, I'm not the one, because some of my best people have stains on their background. They're not, they're criminals. Some of my friends are felons. Some of the best Christian people I know right now can't even own a gun. And they live with it because they made the mistake. It's part of their, so what? And? Because you make a mistake? I mean, isn't the justice system about when you make mistakes, you go there? Aren't you supposed to be rehabilitated? Aren't you supposed to be go out there and change your life after you're done with the mistake? I mean, isn't that what we preach? Yet anybody that attempts to do that gets completely railroaded. I don't know. I'm not going to do that. I'd love to see the perfect parent. I'd love to see the perfect parent. You know? The way I look at things is, do they do things lawfully and legally or illegally? And did that illegal conduct have contribution to the case I'm covering? If the answer is no, then I don't club the parent. If their abuse is or their lack thereof is something that directly contributed to the crime itself, we would have something to talk about with when it comes to Seth. But there's nothing there. He was at work. He was on camera. You know, he asked his son what was going on when his son didn't want to go home. His son didn't want to tell him. You know, he had to order CPS records to have a clue what was going on in that house. That's not fair to attack this man that had no clue. I put myself in these, I try to put myself in these situations, and that's why I fight so hard for these people, is because I'm sitting here thinking, if this happened to me, how the hell would I feel? And what would I do? And then I do that. Honestly, that's what I do. If I tell everybody to go F off, that's what I do. I come here and say, you know, Seth has a right to tell you to go fuck off, right? Here, let me make it easy for you. Go fuck off. Oh, shoot. Sonia's going to have to cover her ears. I don't even think Sonia comes in here in the morning. She's like, oh, Lord. I need to wait until Andrew stops cussing. Yes, I am. Yes, you're right. Wine, crime, and mayhem. I am targeting Chris and Katie. You're absolutely right, because I've done my due diligence. Okay, I don't need. Let me just be very clear to you. I don't need law enforcement telling me how to think or believe, or what to review or what to say. You're right. Seth was on camera, so I know he had nothing to do with the crime, right? But Katie was actually inside the home that she says this boy left it, but she can't tell us how. Okay, so you're right. I am targeting them. I'm looking right at them and saying they know more. Yes, I am doing that. Why? Because the work I did revealed that to me. Now, it may not have revealed it to you. I don't know what you're looking at. You see, wine, crime, and mayhem. Which you're in here trying to get clout off my name, because you don't really like me, do you? I mean, you are like literally one of those people that literally put nasty things on just about every one of my comments, aren't you? But yet you come in here daily to put your position in here to try to pull people over to you because you're an asshole that cannot make a name or reputation for themselves. And yes, I'm going to be disrespectful and I'm going to be rude to you. Why? It was a respectful conversation that you came in here, but we don't like each other. And yet you're in my chat. Again, when we don't like each other. That to me is being a Richard. Like, I shouldn't have to block you. You know what I'm saying? Just leave. Just leave. Yeah. So just leave. Right? Because you're an idiot that don't even know. You don't even know. If somebody actually asked you what happened in this case, you probably couldn't tell them because you need to be told what to think. I bet you if you went to this place to do an investigative report, you wouldn't even know where to begin. Where would you go? Who would you speak with first? I bet you if you were boots on the ground right now, you wouldn't even know how to conduct this in investigative reporting. I bet you wouldn't know the first thing about it. And that's what I'm talking about. And here you run a channel that sits there and spills out garbage without any factual information that you actually do, because you're just regurgitating everything that everybody else says. There's the difference between me and you, honey. Oh. Why does that upset you? I can't talk to you? Everything upsets me? You know what upsets me? What upsets me is idiots that club innocent people over the head and try to justify their bad behavior. And when you have a mother that literally probably killed her son, you got idiots like you patting them on the back. Because you have done nothing but you coddle monsters. Isn't it you that also went over there and supported the Wells? So you coddle the monsters that I cover, and you wonder why I don't like you. So I hope you got enough screen time and enough clout, but I guarantee you're not going to get the subscribers, and you'll never come here again and try to get them from me. Because I don't like people that can't think for themselves, and definitely would never promote you. Have a great day. Thank you. Thank you. Some people like to come over here and they'd like to gaslight, but they're idiots. Because they're, again, uneducated idiots with microphones that try to sway their audience. But they also coddle criminals and support criminals that do horrible things to children and then come over here to my channel to try to make me look bad. No, you're not making me look bad, honey. You look like shit all by yourself. I just put a magnifying glass on it. You know? But yeah, I am looking squarely at Christopher Proudfoot and Katie Proudfoot. Did anybody think differently? If you thought that I was looking anywhere else, please put a 2 in the chat. If you guys all knew that I'm looking squarely and solely at Chris and Katie Proudfoot for the disappearance of their son, please put a 1 in the chat. If I have not been ultra clear to my audience where I stand on this case, by all means, tell me about myself. I think I've been crystal clear. I think I've been crystal clear. Exactly. I think I've been crystal clear. Have I? You damn right I have. Yep, sure have. You know why? Because I did the work. I did the work. I don't need law enforcement. I don't need somebody saying, oh, Betty, you need to think this way. You need to say it this way. You need to do this way. When have I ever went with the flow? Give me a break. Cut it out. If the flow's the right way, that's the only time I go with the flow. If it's the wrong way, I'm running against that flow every single day. I do not engage in, oh, everybody's doing this, so I got to do it too. Crap. No, I stand on my own. I have my own brain. I don't engage in all this stuff. Just because everybody else is doing it, it's not going to make me do it. Okay? If it's wrong, it's wrong. I'm saying it's wrong. Everybody else wants to find it, justify their own bad behavior. Go right ahead. Hurting an innocent man that had nothing to do with the disappearance of his son while sitting there and saying that you care about his son is bullshit. It's disgusting. It goes against the fabric of who I am morally. Morally. And that's the fight I'm having right now and why I'm turning around and walking away from my friends, because I have moral problems with this that they don't. And that's glaring to me. Obviously, our moral compass is a little odd. And you guys know, Sebastian Intes or Estes or whatever his name is on here on TikTok, or not here, I'm on YouTube, but on TikTok, you know, he talks about you hang around people, you know, you are who you hang out with. And if I'm going to hang out with people that are willing to do this, then I'm no different than them. I refuse to ever accuse an innocent person of a crime they did not do. And the reason why I'm looking at Chris and Katie is because I don't believe they're innocent of a crime, obviously. Because I don't accuse innocent people of crimes. So if I'm looking at them, then I think they committed a crime. Period. Leaders do not follow. We do not follow. Exactly. Exactly. And you know what? And this is the thing for me, is I don't want my own audience following me. If you have a different opinion, have your different opinion, but say it respectfully. And in all fairness, Wine, Crime, and whatever that idiot was, they did have a respectful comment in the chat, right? The problem is we don't like each other. So no matter how nice that is, you see what I'm saying? It's still going to be snarky because you're up in my chat talking to me when we don't like each other. Like, get the F out. I'm not in your chat. Why are you all up in mine? You know what I'm saying? Disrespectful. So just by her writing that was already being a Richard. You see what I'm saying? They're inconsistency. Been crystal. Exactly. Yeah, we all got a little bit. Yeah. Exactly. We all have different, and even with Seth, you know, I'm fine with people even thinking Seth has it. What I have a problem with is somebody like Doug, clubbing a man over the head, saying that, yeah, I don't know if he was really on tape, maybe he had somebody doing, okay, respectfully, okay, we're going to look at maybe a third party being paid to do something. Okay, I can reasonably look at that theory because, it could be possible, right? But saying that this man got married at this age and all this and it was all legal and above board, it doesn't matter how appalling or anything that we may think it is. If it was done legally, they didn't break the freaking law. I'm looking for criminals here. You see what I'm saying? Not my personal beliefs on this or that. That has nothing to do with me. It has nothing to do with it. Who the hell do you think you are to even know when they got married? Who gives a shit? Do you guys not realize that there's eras in our society, right? Where things that may have been normal and customary over time may change and not be normal and customary. It doesn't mean that the people that when the time was normal and customary, now that it's not normal and customary, should be clubbed over the head for doing it the right. People are idiots. Like, I can't make people make sense. I really can't. It's just talking out of both sides of the mouth and creating issues that we all can be fighting over. And I don't want to engage. Like, and just by saying I'm not engaging is kind of engaging because, in all fairness, I have to explain why I'm not engaging, which is going to hurt somebody's feelings. And then they're going to take it personally and be mad at me when I'm just trying to say, I don't want to be involved in the chaos and all the bullshit. I've had 3 years of bullshit. Okay, I can promise you, I'm over the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I'm over the drama. I'm over it. I want to go out and work. That's what we all want to do. So let's do it. I'm so sick and tired of hearing everybody complaining and moaning and groaning and look at me, I'm so much better, so much better. I really don't care whether I'm better or worse. I don't care. I just try. Just try. How about that? I really don't care. Am I the top of the class? Am I the bottom of the class? I don't care. I've been both. You know what? I've been both. I don't care. Needs full attention. Yes, that's exactly it. So let's just go over. I know I had some things. I kind of went on a little bit of a tangent here because this is not really like a normal live. This is kind of our sit and chat type thing. I had a choice of doing the TikTok and coming here and premiering it and yapping with you guys just by text, or I could just come here and yap with you guys by saying yap yap. So I decided to yap yap in person. Yap yap yap. I know, a hard day at work. It's blisterish. On top of blisters. I hate that. When we were looking for Paola Miranda Rosa, my feet were so, I couldn't even, I remember Olivia trying to get me on this stick and I had these blisters, and these blisters were literally $50 size circles on my feet, and she's putting me on bark with no shoes. I was crying. She had to get this one shot for the video, for the video for Paola Miranda, and it required me to stand on this log, and I'm telling you, I'm like, Olivia, just take the fucking, excuse my language, but this is what I was, just take the fucking picture! My feet hurt so bad! And I'm trying to walk, and we literally had like a 7-mile walk back to the vehicle, and I'm trying to walk on my heels. My feet hurt so bad. I had blisters on the top pads, where your toes are, the top pads, like this part of the pad was where the blister was. So I'm trying to walk on the sides of my feet and the heels of my feet. And then of course, 7 miles like that, your feet just hurt. And it's bad. It's bad. But we were in the swamp. I'm surprised. This is what's so crazy is I've been in the swamps. I've been in a lot of weird things, looking for a lot of, in a lot of weird places, period. And the one time I step on a freaking snake and I thought I was going to die was when I was leisurely walking on I wasn't searching for, I was out with friends. And it was like this really cool, ominous view. And I stepped right down on a snake. And I lost my shit because I thought it was, I thought it struck me. I didn't know if I didn't know how quick they move. I've never done this before. Okay. I've been out in the woods my entire life. And I've always watched for snakes. And even when we were out in the Georgia woods, as soon as I walked out in those woods and I saw those rattlesnakes on the ground, I knew that there was no way I can get back here safely. So I didn't go back there. But I'm always keeping my eyes out and peeled on the ground because, again, I search a lot. So, and the one time that I step on a freaking snake is, I'm not searching. So I have my guard down. I'm not paying attention. And I almost died. Snakes' mouths are big. It was like the size of Betty. And it was coming at me. And it was going to go chomp. So I ran. I was live when it happened. I was live. I can't remember if I was live on TikTok or YouTube. Probably YouTube. But I was live when it happened. And I was screaming. Everybody tried to say it was fake. Like, people are so stupid on here. Like, it's live. What do you think I did? Do you think I have a rubber snake in the back of my pocket that I just throw on the ground or something? Like, did you guys see me turn white? Clue number one. Clue number one, it wasn't fake. I about pissed my pants. And I'm not lying. I watched you that day. You know what? Because when they looked at it, they said it was a copperhead. I lost it. Like, I'm looking at my legs. I'm pulling my legs up because I've never been, I don't know how it feels. Like, have you ever hurt yourself, but it happened so quickly you didn't even realize you cut yourself or something like that? That, I've had a situation like that with my foot when I was riding a bike. I didn't realize I had hurt myself, and it was actually a pretty deep wound, and I had no earthly idea that it happened because it had happened so quickly. So when I stepped on the snake, I thought I was dead. I thought it already hit me. I'm pulling the thing up. I'm like, how do I know if I got hit? How do I know if I got hit? And, I'm pulling the shoes off. I mean, I don't know. And then I had this spot on the back, and I thought it was like the little mouth that went up there and snatched some skin off me, when it was trying to strike me. And apparently that wasn't the way it was. I must have hit like a bush or a branch when I was jumping up and down like a crazy lady. I screamed. I don't even know what I don't even want to know. It was mushy. That's all I can tell you. It felt, you know what it felt like? Those like jelly things? Like what kids play with the jelly stuff? And have you ever like plopped it down in that jelly feel? That's what it felt like. Like, it felt jelly-y under my feet. It didn't feel like a hard rock or a stick or anything like that when I stepped down. What was so weird? So I'm like, did I step in something sticky? It felt weird, because it was jelly. And I looked down there, and it took me a second because this thing matches the ground, and you start seeing it curl up, and you see the eyes and the nose, and I'm like, ah! It took me a second to see what I'm telling you, I think there was I think there was a point of disbelief there for it had to have been like a millisecond, like a split second, but it seemed like 30 seconds to me where I'm looking at it. Is that a snake? It's a snake! Like, this thing, little mouth could have been moving. Betty, you're stepping on me. Can you move your shoe, please? Can you move your shoe? Ah! But you guys, what the funniest thing, the part about it was it was ominous out there. And I am literally just talking about going out there at night to take video footage. So I'm there, I'm like, look guys, look how ominous this looks. This looks so Cape Fear-like, I think I want to come back here at night. What is that? Ah! That's about how it went. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, I'm not coming back! I'm not coming back! I can tell you I probably will not be back at that park anytime soon. So if anybody's curious, am I going back there for my ominous recording of the Cape Fear look? No. The answer is no. Into the AF Or MF, no. I almost petted a possum. Oh my gosh. What was that? What was that? Was it Dirty Dancing? Where the girl has no glasses and she picks up the cat and it's not a cat, it's a possum? Or not a possum, it's a raccoon or something? We had a raccoon. And this thing, it should have been a pet. It was a wild animal, but it was basically the community pet. It was this big old freaking, I mean, this raccoon was well fed, okay? And how this raccoon was well fed is because he ate all the cat food. Like all of us back in them days, we had animals. Our animals stayed outside, okay? Back in them days, we didn't have the rules where if you buy a cat, you got to keep the cat indoors, right? Our cats were outside cats. They hung around the outside. So we have, we had like this pool area, and we leave the screen open just a little bit, right? Just a little bit to let the cat in to eat. Well, apparently this raccoon decided that he's going to follow the cat. Why not? Well, over time, he would just start coming in. So now this raccoon used to follow the cat in. We got wise to that, so we closed this screen door and kept the cat more into the screen and let him out a little bit here and a little bit there. Well, now the raccoon got wise, put a nice big old hole in that screen, and I come out there, and the raccoon is on the porch eating the cat's food. I look at the raccoon, and I'm like, what are you doing here? And so this little thing, it's a fat little thing, so his skin jiggles on the back of him, it jiggles. So he's trying to run, he's trying to run out the screen door. He runs out the screen door because I'm behind him like, get out of here. What are you doing on here? This thing, the So it runs through the hole, and apparently it's got itself a little burrow between the neighbor's fence and my fence. So all he did was go over there and wait until I left the scene to break back in to eat the cat food. And so I turn around, I run him back, and he's literally sitting up under the hole on the fence with his little nose there, and he's just sitting there waiting for me to go back in so he can sneak back in to get the cat food. So I'm just like, fine, just eat the cat food, like, what do you do at this point? I can't fix the screen. All he's gonna do is rip the screen open. So it's like, at this point, what do? You get another bowl and you start feeding the freaking raccoon, right? Give the damn raccoon its own bowl. Tell him to leave the cat bowl alone. I don't know what happened to the raccoon. I don't know if it went on to live a happy, healthy life. I have a funny feeling that fat raccoon's still around my old house. I'm serious. You can't make this stuff up. But me and the raccoon got into an argument. And I wasn't winning. I really wasn't. He would run away every time I went out there. But as soon as my back turned, he was right back up there. Like, I turned around to look where he was going, and I saw him up under the fence. And he literally had his little pointy nose and his beady eyes and his paws like this on the ground up under that fence, literally eyeballing me, waiting for me to go back inside to get back to the cat food. Oh, I would have called the cop. The cop. They're gonna end up trapping him, and to be honest with you, what did he do? The raccoon lived in one of the big trees at the very top, and he came down and stole the cat's food. Happy, healthy wildlife. I don't even consider that raccoon really a wild raccoon, because it had been so, desensitized to humans that it really was a community pet. Like, everybody just fed the damn raccoon, right? He wasn't rabid. At least I don't think he was rabid. He came out during the day, night, didn't really matter. Whenever there was food, this fat thing would just pop out. I don't think he was rabid. I just think he was hungry. It's a fat raccoon. Big old butt. That raccoon looked big. Those jeans look big. All right, guys. It was fun. It was real. We didn't get a whole lot done. Let me just give you guys some updates on, and there's not a whole lot going on with the Sebastian Rogers, as many as you guys can imagine. I did put a notice on the Justice for Sebastian Rogers group, we are still promoting that. I know there's a lot of channels out there. There's ones with bigger ones. I have a funny feeling when this turns in a little bit of different direction, the Justice for Sebastian would be my I think we'll pick up a little more down the line. I'm still calling for Sumner County to start having more public relations and giving us more fact-driven updates that they can. Just maybe just a written something, just reminding us all the facts of the case. I think would be beneficial at this point. We haven't heard from them in over a month. It would definitely go a long way to at least making them look a little better in society, in our personal appearance. But Justice for Sebastian Rogers, I have finally put my foot down on here. This is not there are plenty bash Seth websites out there. I'm not this was not designed for that. We're here for justice for Sebastian. His father's past, how you feel about the father, it has no relevance. If there was something relevant that has to do with this case and it's related to Seth, I have no problem with it. But just aimlessly bashing Seth and Tony because you don't like them is no longer going to be acceptable on this channel, Justice for Sebastian Rogers. So if that's what you believe, I don't want to have to block anybody, but if that's what you want that channel to be, I'm just going to ask you to respectfully remove yourself from the channel because I don't want to hear it, and I don't want to have to block people. I think people need to start learning to be adults themselves and remove themselves from situations, and that's what I'm going to respectfully ask anybody that's over there on the Justice for Sebastian Rogers Facebook group. If you don't like, if you can't control your disdain and attacking an innocent father, I don't want you in the group, and I don't feel it's my responsibility to have to block you. But if and I don't want to have to come down on people, but I just want people to correct their behavior. That's really what I want. I want people to focus on Sebastian and focus on the people that are involved and were involved with Sebastian at the time he disappeared and may have a possibility of a hand in his disappearance. The story doesn't make sense, and let me tell you, it's not Seth Rogers' story. It is Katie and Christopher Proudfoot's story. That's what doesn't make sense. And that is who we need to be focused on. And it's who we need to talk to. So, there is that. All right, guys. Well, you guys have a great day. There's not a whole lot really to go over in Sebastian Rogers. There's no real new developments in the Sebastian Rogers case. Once we get an opportunity to get the vehicle back, we'll get a tour if we can make it. Justice for Summer Wells, thank you for sepsis. God bless you for that. We'll get our way out to Tennessee and see what we can do. I've got some areas. I just need to find out if those areas have been searched yet. Because, again, I don't have a whole lot of time when I get out there. And I want to make sure that I use my time wisely. Because we don't have a whole lot of time and we need to have the biggest bang for the buck, So I need to find the most probable areas that he could be found in or would be in. But again, I'm going to have problems no matter what because Chris disappeared for 10 hours and until we have an idea. So I think literally 2 days of my focus is going to be locating where Chris was for those 10 hours. I need to find that out. I'm not really focusing on searching for Sebastian. I'm focusing on searching for Chris Proudfoot. If you really want to know my truth when I get out there, I'm going to find exactly where Christopher Proudfoot moved. I'm going to find his exact when he went to work, where he went. I'm going to find when his poop break was. Chris has no idea how much up in his ass I'm going to be. And I'm going to show him what stealth looks like. So we will find out where Chris was. There's no doubt. Somebody saw him. Somebody saw him that day. Somebody saw him for those 10 hours. I doubt he was at the Yogi Bear campground packing up his camper. Somebody saw him someplace. I'm going to find that place. But with that, I've got several directions, right? If he had to be, the great news is he had a 17-hour tour. No matter where we go, I know that the worst case scenario is he had to leave this point in 17 hours. He had to come back to this point. And that's a good, that's a start for me. At least I know where he was at the beginning and I know where he was at the end. And with that, I can calculate where he could have gone by those two numbers. I can absolutely calculate where he could have gone. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to start getting to the drawing board, and we're going to track where he could be, and I'm going to go in those areas. And I've got his photo, I've got his truck, I've got his camper, I've got his wife's face, I've got it all. You know, that's what I do. Have you seen any of these people? How do I recognize him? Really? Tell me about that. Tell me about that. People talk to me. People love me. People here on YouTube, you know, they make up shit about me to make people not like me, but when I'm out there, people love me. People talk to me. I can carry on conversations. You'll be amazed at the stuff I can find out. Hell, I can stand on a street corner with a sign, right? That's all I need. Stand on a street corner with a sign. Say, I'm Bullhorn Betty. I'm here for Sebastian Rogers. Come talk to me. I bet you I have 5 cars starting to line up. So it's my experience. It's been my experience. People want to help. And people want to help children. And we have a child missing. So there's that. All right, guys, let's focus on Chris and Katie. Let's find out where Chris was for 10 hours. 10 hours. We have a 10-hour gap in Christopher Proudfoot's time, which is a perfect opportunity to get rid of evidence or somebody. So we need to find out where Chris was. If anybody has any ideas. We know he had to pick up the camper. He arrived back home with the camper, so we know there's that spot. So we know a home spot. We know a camper spot. Now we know what we need to know where he was for the 10-hour spot. And I have a funny feeling when we start identifying those and closing in on that area, we will probably most likely find something, if nothing more, a tidbit of evidence, in my opinion. There's something out there. With Chris being gone for 10 hours, it makes me feel like Sebastian is further away than we would like. And that's why he's so confident that we will never find Sebastian in Hendersonville. That's truly what I believe. I believe that this is a Harmony Montgomery. I believe that he's been moved a couple times. I really do. Anybody that needs to get a hold of me, thank you, Sepsis, can reach out to me at bullhornbetty@gmail.com, bullhornbetty@gmail.com. We're still here. I've still got to try to get to the maps and draw the maps, but we have 17 hours. We know when he had to have been home within 17 hours, right? Roughly 17, 18 hours. That really does give us a search criteria, a search grid. So we'll see what it produces. It might, golly, 8 hours. Jesus. That puts us over into a different state. Like, 7 hours is literally a drive to another state. But you have to cut that in half because you have only a drive there and a drive back. So it's, you got to figure it out. But it looks like that the worst case scenario would be a 5 hour, because it'd be 5 hours there and 5 hours back would create the 10. And that would give literally no time for digging or anything like that if you're looking at it from that perspective. So I would say 4 hours there and 4 hours back. That gives a 2-hour disposal time. So we're looking at, but where's the 4 hours? Is it 4 hours from the house, or 4 hours from his work, or 4 hours from Yogi Bear? That's where the problem could be. Hey, Crime Stories. It's nice to see you, love. So, I don't know. He had to pass a traffic cam. Yeah. And that's another thing. I wonder, you know what? Pete, as a matter of fact, I bet you if I can go out there and get a list of good traffic cams, there's no way they can possibly put all those traffic cams under this investigation. I bet you we could get some traffic cam footage. I bet you I could probably get some traffic cam footage from one of these traffic cams that are not associated, and we can just look. I bet you I can get a traffic cam. I could probably, when I'm down there in Memphis, probably go and order some of those and get some audios right in and around Christopher's work to see when he left and when he came back. Might be, if they're willing to. I'll have to see what I can get. But I bet you, and some of these traffic cams are on their own website, like they're public information. They let the public look at them and everything else. You just log into this place and they have, stuff that goes back. They have it like archived. We might be able to look at some archives. If Sebastian was in the fifth wheel locked up, easily to move him with being exactly. That's why I kept saying, I when I realized that he went back for the camper, and we didn't really, this was earlier on, we didn't understand why, because we were just getting mixed information. For example, we were hearing that, Chris went back for his camper, right, the very next day after Sebastian was missing, and everybody kind of got up into arms about that, but it didn't sound like it was the very next day. It sounded like it was the day after the very next day, the 28th, because the way he explained it on Smiley's World was that when he got there, he realized he needed to go back and get his camper. So he asked law enforcement if they would mind him going back and getting his camper, and they said that's fine. So he said he got law enforcement's permission to go back, and they set up a date and time. But the date and time sounded like it was really close to the time that Sebastian disappeared. So it sounds like it was just in a day or two. And he turns around and goes and gets his camper just to turn around and take it right back. It was weird. It's bizarre. It does not make sense. Who cares about the damn camper? I mean, it's on their grounds. You call in, you give them a credit card, let them charge whatever. There's no need to move the camper. There was no need to take the 17-hour tour. So why did he take the 17-hour tour? There was no need. I don't know. I'd like some of these things answered, but if you guys are along the I-40 corridor or anything like that, or if anybody out there thought that they saw Chris's truck in another area that weekend, let's say the 27th through the 30th, if you seen him with the camper, if you know when he went and picked up the camper specifically, give us the dates. Yeah, went to get a drink and card declined. They cleared out my account. Oh, no. That sucks. That sucks. These people, you got to be careful with your stuff. I've had that happen to me. It's hard because you use credit cards everywhere. And, I just wish it's crazy. We sell our privacy for convenience. What do I mean by that? We used to be a cash is king country. Cash ruled. And now we've gone to plastic, where every single one of our transactions are categorized. We literally, like, if Big Brother wants to come and see exactly what we're doing, how we're doing it, anything, we give them all that. We give them that. We give them the power because we use plastic. Like everything that we do right now, we allow our government to track us. We put up no fighting for it. Like I've got a box. We got all these bells and whistles in cars that we're paying for that we're not, like, I don't want it, right? I don't want OnStar in my car. People are like, why don't you want? I don't like people tracking me. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm a private person. So why don't I have the option of having that in there or removing it? My Google, why can't I have the option that Google doesn't track my movements? They give you some privacy stuff, but they still track my movements, right? And so I give up that privacy to have the convenience of Google at my fingertips. But I have to choose. I have to make the decision. I either give up my privacy or I can't utilize this wonderful tool, right? But when stuff is in my control, like my phone, like my car, I should have the option to toggle that stuff off. It should be my right. Even with my phone. If I want to cuss in my phone, if I wanted to say cuss words, I paid $2,500 for my phone. I should be able to say, a cuss word and spell it out. I shouldn't have to go and change the D to an F, right? One day, I'm going to tell Apple, right? I'm going to have to go in there and talk to their engineers, Bullhorn Betty, we just do it better. What can I say? I can fix their problems. I've got a list. I got a list. Apple, help me check off my problems problems on my list. Okay, Apple, help me check out my problems. First and foremost, let the camera flip back and forth like the Samsung. When I'm talking here and I want to flip my camera, let me record both ways. I feel like I'm getting robbed over here with this iPhone stuff. I can't get it to work right. Debit card, PayPal. I'm sorry, Crime Stories. I'm sorry, Emma. That sucks. Last one was, that sucks. I bet you must have used your card at a gas pump. That's where the last time. I'm so careful now because I've used like the gas pumps, and I've had my stuff, and I knew immediately because it's a card I don't use. I used it one time. Within a week, it was jacked. So I knew exactly where it got jacked from, and I knew exactly what happened. It was the gas. They put those skimmers on it. So now every time I'm up there, I won't stick my card in until I reach up there and touch that thing and shake it and jiggle it and make sure it doesn't come off. You know? Because, I mean, ever since I started doing that, I haven't had any problems. But I literally, when I stick my card in, if it's on an outside, I literally touch it. I touch it, I move it around, make sure nothing comes off of it or anything before I stick my card in there now. So... oh, thank you, Carrie. That's so sweet. That's so sweet. We go to church. We go to church on Sunday. Hey, Pebbles, it's nice to see you, love. We go to church on Sunday if anybody's ever interested. But I get texts from my bank after every chance. Yeah. To be honest with you, I turn all that stuff off because I don't read it. I don't read, like my insurance on my car just went up. Like, Guidance was just telling me something about StreamYard. I said, where did you hear that? They're like, oh, they sent an email. Like, oh, you read those. Like, I read so many people's emails. I don't have time to read service emails. You know, if it says Verizon or Progress, I pass right over it, right? I'm waiting for it back. Here, we get it. They can return it to our accounts like within 24 hours while they process the information. They don't withhold our stuff, but I don't know what it's like over there. I'm sorry. That sucks. That sucks. Well, if you have a PayPal or whatever, I'm sure there's some good-hearted people here that can help you, at least get you something. But if your card's not working, I guess it doesn't help. I remember that one time I was here. I had money in my account. My purse was gone. My wallet was gone. My phone was gone. I had nothing. I couldn't even go to the bank. Like, I couldn't go up to the driver's license place because you couldn't make an appointment for 10 solid days, which is ridiculous when you're in a jam, you know? You couldn't, I lost my purse. I couldn't get a driver's license. I can't go to the bank without a driver's license to get another card, you know, or get access to my money. So I was literally... had money in an account that I couldn't even touch, couldn't even go into my bank to get money because I didn't have a license and couldn't get a license for 2 weeks. That's some bullshit right there. And because I didn't have my license, Verizon wouldn't even turn my account on. My account was locked because I didn't have a license. So I was out of a phone, cash. I had nothing for 2 solid weeks. That was the most miserable thing I had ever went through. If it wasn't for, you know, friends helping me out, I would have been screwed. Like, literally screwed. So, oh well. Hopefully they figure it out. I'm still, you know what, as a matter of fact, I still never addressed that with my politicians in this county. Maybe that's my next drumbeat. I don't know. We'll see. All right, guys. I love you. God bless. Have a great Thursday. We'll see you tomorrow morning. We'll have a normal live like we do. If you notice that my morning lives, the normal morning lives have now been changed to Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So we have Manic Mondays, Hump Day, and TGIF. And then, of course, you know, Tuesdays and Thursdays are kind of hit and miss days. So you may get a live, you may not. Today, you guys were lucky enough to be blessed with a live. So there you go. You guys have a great day. God bless, and we'll see you.